Hey guys, hope everyone's doing well today. I just wanted to post another video today, totally inspired by a couple of friends of mine. Yeah, this is something I want to start doing because I think it's pretty neat that I I think it's kind of sad that I'm 38 years old and just discovering that this could be a platform to connect with one another. But this morning, my friend Alicia, she went live, and I chose to participate in that, and it was kind of nice. She was just going about her business in the morning, and just talking about random things like spirituality and some of the negatives and positives about how we interact with one another on a spiritual platform on social media. And anyways, it was just chatter, and she was just doing her morning thing. And I thought that was really neat. And then another one of my friends, about a week ago, or maybe it was a little bit more than that, just after I posted a video, she posted a video, and she's been kind of venturing on the YouTube thing. Her name's Jocelyn, and she's been an inspiration to so many women, and I'm so proud of her. We came from the same place. We both had single mothers growing up, and a lot of insecurities along the way. Not a pity party, just saying. She's come a long way, and she's been an inspiration to me and so many women, and it's incredible. And so this kind of leads into what I wanted to talk about is ego, right? Because I remember way back when I first started following Jocelyn. She's this beautiful woman. She's got a beautiful house, and I'd be sitting there alone in my living room with my glass of wine. Let's be honest, it was the bottle was there, but the glass in my hand, watching Jocelyn and seeing these things that she was posting, and just really feeling sorry for myself and thinking, man, like I could never do something like that. Jealousy and envy and stuff like that definitely came in, and I'm so humble today to be able to say that I experienced those things while watching her. And I just think it's really great that we can all sort of gather in places like this to just really be there for one another, and to not feel so alone, right? Like, that's the one thing about recovery and being in recovery. We get to go to these places and meet all these people, and our experience becomes a collective one. We don't have to be alone. There's that slogan, you're never alone unless you choose to be, right? So that's what I'm really finding with this lately. It's really opened my eyes to a way of me being able to watch people and not feel so alone. Like this morning, I felt so invited, when I was watching Alicia's video, and Jocelyn too. Like the things that she posts in her videos, it's all about nutrition and well-being, and so watching things like that, it inspires me too, because I don't always eat well, and I don't always treat my body the way it should be treated. So anyways, back to what I was saying. So that ego bit, when I was first watching Jocelyn, and I had that experience with my ego, right? I thought, like, I pulled a big pity party and thought, oh, poor me, like, look at my circumstance, look at my situation. I could never be doing something that she's doing, and that's only for people with money and experience in photography and videography and all that crap that we tell ourselves, that sort of keeps us down, and that's our ego talking, and so what inspired me to talk about this today is because I actually want everybody's opinion, if you feel so obliged. It's sort of an ego versus spirituality, and if it is ego versus spirituality, I'm not even sure. But I took the time this morning because me and my friend were sort of having this polite debate, and we jokingly ended up saying, oh, aren't we gonna hate each other, because this person's views are very fact-based and scientific, and in my experience, I've been on sort of a more spiritual journey, I guess. And that word spirituality, or especially the word God, really strikes a chord with a lot of people. So I just wanted to explore that with you and see what you think, because we are all conscious, right? Like, we have we have the ability to go through our day being awake and aware of what's going on around us. So, which brings me to ego. So I kind of feel, I've always looked at ego as sort of an operating system, right? So if we think about ourselves like we're computers, what system are we operating in? So I try to operate in spirituality. I try to operate on more of a spiritual basis, and I feel like that gets me out of the operating system that is ego. And don't get me wrong, so my friend said that ego is a spectrum, and I was like trying to get my head around that, and I'm like, okay, well, yeah, it is. Like, I mean, we do need a little bit of ego in some instances. It's not all bad, right? Ego, it doesn't necessarily mean bad. Sometimes ego can propel us forward. So anyways, the definition of ego that I looked up this morning, a person's sense of self-esteem or self-importance. So when we're operating under, you know, only thinking about ourselves, right? So ego is all about self. We can become egotistical, which means that, you know, things are inflated, we're vain, we're you know, maybe narcissistic tendencies. It's all about us, look at me. So of course, yes, we can go to different extremes with that. And then my sort of point was, because my friend that I was debating with was like, spirituality is just a word, you know, there's probably different words that you can use that describe the things that you're experiencing. And I was like, well, I kind of like how vague it is, you know, and how it is open to the, you know, a personal experience, and there's no boundaries really. So anyways, so which brought me to also look up the word spirituality, and it says, being concerned with the human spirit or soul as opposed to material or physical things. So when I'm operating under spirituality or under spiritual conditions within myself, so if a spiritual condition is an operating system for me, then I am regarding the human spirit in general. So I am, of course, you know, taking care of sort of my inner self and how I want to sort of experience the world. I don't want to experience the world through a lens of just it's all about me. I want to experience the world with a lens more of it's all about all of us collectively, and under, you know, certain it's so hard to explain. That's why I want everyone's help. You know, so I have these certain morals that I live by, and I do believe that they are spiritually conditioned, because when I am in a spiritual place, I feel connected to everyone and everything, and it comes from like this inner core sort of vibration based on love, I suppose you could say. So I've always viewed ego as sort of a fear-based operating system, and I've always viewed spirituality as a love-based operating system. So tell me what you guys think, because I'm really curious to see what everyone has to say. And this may not even be two things that can be really put next to one another, but that's the way I've always put them. I've always thought that, you know, if I'm trying to get out of myself, if I'm trying to move away from that operating system that puts me in a position to be self-centered or self-seeking, then I'm operating under ego. But if I'm operating in a spiritual way, I'm operating outside of myself. I'm considering others. I'm considering the human experience as a collective. And it makes me more inclined to sort of help others and not be self-seeking, but to seek to enable everybody to experience a more happy and peaceful life. So let me know what you think on ego versus spirituality. Okay, guys? Thanks. Have a good day.